Oh, I just remembered I have that mistletoe. Whoops. Get rid of that. It's long past Christmas. Can't believe I left that in for so long. That's what happens when you forget reality, I guess. But yeah, we're finally back. No more locking a cat up in the closet. Well, not the closet, the bedroom. Man, it's been fucking freezing outside. It's a singular degree outside. I wanted to do some stuff today, but weather not permitting, yeah. Hey, Whiteout. We'll play two or 3 hours of this. Seeing as I got time on my side this time around. Just in time. Well, it's always on 5. Unless something happens like Taco Tuesday. Yeah, this game got like 3-4 updates since the last time we streamed this, which is a little concerning. Hey, Ions. Hey, Senator. 3 weeks on the Titanic, yeah. We know too much. The icebergs had to do it. They had to shut it down. They disabled achievements in one of the updates. That's hilarious. I think they got rid of... They put in a gallery, but I guess it looks like they got rid of it. Guess I don't see it on here anymore. I hope these guys get their stuff together. Hey, Sabic. It's not dinos, but close enough. It's dino-inspired, as the kids would say. This is what we'd call a dino-inspired game. Hey, Mandy. Didn't they bring back the achievements? I don't know. I still have that, charting the seas, that achievement. I'm not really gonna achievement hunt on this one. We're gonna get the endings and that's it. Sabic and I recruited another artist to expedite the updates for Mia movie nights with Mia, yeah. Nice. Hopefully that works out. Yeah, but 1 more minute. Hey, Dr. Coconut. I did want to stream something else earlier today, but the will to want to do it and the actually doing it are like 2 different things. I'll stream something tomorrow. Actually, I have to stream something tomorrow because Brett wants to play Hightail with Joker, so we're going to be restarting the world yet again. This will be my 3rd time starting over. Neela Baden. She is in heartbroken rage, takes the wheel and rams the boat into an iceberg, and will push Anon off the floating piano cover. No spoilers. I don't think that's an ending. Yeah, we're a little overdue. There we are. Everything looks good. We will load. Load. Oh yeah, we ran into the hag again, didn't we? Oh boy. My shirt feels slightly damp. It didn't dry completely. Well, nothing to do at this point. The saloon is fully packed today. I guess this is to be expected every morning from now on. I couldn't find a place to sit, so I'm drinking my coffee while standing. At least I have company. 2 days ago, I was alone due to oversleeping. Lady Victoria is sitting at the table while I stand next to her. She has been teaching me a lot of things recently. Yesterday, we found a window of time between my shift and my laundry hour, during which she taught me how to bake bread. The chef didn't like it at first, since he felt that we were invading his safe space, but in the end he accepted. I finished drinking my coffee, passing the empty cup to the chef. I have 1 hour until my shift begins. Wash your clothes early. Well, let's not do it early, let's just go chill. Talk with the hag. Better rest now. I have a feeling that today is going to be a rough day. What? Oh, okay. I guess we're not chilling with the hag. This couch has become my guilty pleasure by now. Yep, my back melted. To my surprise, I see a blue dress coming downstairs. I already know what's about to happen. Morning, Moon Pie. Oh boy. Eris sits on the couch next to mine. Hey, no books today? Nah, I felt like chatting with someone today. Yo, you always chat with me. Eris looks at me with a defiant look in her eyes. I wonder why. By the way, Eris, I have a question for you. Ask away. I was wondering about the book we talked about the other day. What about it? By any chance, are you using the same hairstyle as the character from your book? Why do you ask? I don't know, your hairstyle always catches my attention. Eris smiles with my question, and before answering, she models her hairstyle for me. You are quite observant, Cuddlecake. Yes, I'm what you would call a fangirl. One day you will run out of nicknames for me. Anyway, I have to say that I got intrigued by it. Eris looks surprised now. She wasn't expecting me to say those words. How so? Time for payback. I think it suits your beautiful thin face. We're not trying to rizz up this girl, guy. Come on. Keep your focus on Neela. The ambience just fucking cut off. Oh boy. My face. Do you think I'm beautiful? Oh, there we go. Music's kicking in. Barely. I can barely hear anything in this game, dude. Do you see anyone else here? Eek! Iris covers her mouth as she squeals. Her tail is flicking so fast it's removing the dust from the couch. Do you really think I'm beautiful? Did we just speed run a route, I guess? Or we tried to avoid her. Or we get pushed with her, okay. Were we supposed to treat Neela like shit? Swear it in the name of the primordial dragon. I swear it. Eek! Holy cow, her tail looks like a whip. Are you okay? I'm more than okay. Did I say something weird? Eris calms down, or that's what it looks like. Her tail keeps flicking, but with less intensity. Do you know how many people have ever considered me beautiful? A lot, maybe? You're about to get kissed if you continue. Since I was a kid, the only one who had thought that I was beautiful was my mother. Male dragons don't consider me attractive, maybe because of my scales. At this point, I've already lost track of what's going on. What do your scales have to do with your beauty? My race has hard scales, almost as steel, which makes us a little heavier. So? Eris looks surprised and excited at the same time. You really don't care, do you? No. This is why I enjoy the company of humans. Aenon, I really do appreciate your words. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to my cabin. I forgot I had something to do. Rap G. Turns out all the romanceable girls are... No, 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 no. We're throwing them overboard. Eris leaves the common area as fast as a lightning in a stormy night. What the hell just happened? Anyways, I think I should be going too. My shift, it's about to start. Waves are kind of rough today. I enter the wheelhouse expecting a hard day. The captain, as usual, has tired eyes. My face is tired. Morning, sir. You got here earlier. Did I? I don't think so. Forgive me then. Night shift makes me extra tired. Could you do me a favor by the end of the day? Sure thing, as long as I can do it, that is. Could you ask the chef to brew me some coffee? My old bones can endure a day shift with no problem, but nighttime is, I guess. I thought it'd be something more complicated. Captain smirks as he leaves the steering wheel, exiting the wheelhouse. She's all yours. Have a good shift today. I stand in front of the wheel, holding it in the same course it was left on. Where did I become so confident with this? A few days ago, I wouldn't have imagined piloting such a massive vessel. A quick glance at the charts, and back to the wheel. He's dozing. I'm getting worried by now. It's been more than an hour and Neela hasn't showed up. I could leave the wheel locked for a few seconds and look for her. There we go. Now, time to find the Dragoness. Oh no, autopilot, my worst enemy. This place is empty. Although, I could ask the chef if he has seen her, so I can get back to the wheelhouse. I make my way to the end of the table, and to the small kitchen room next to it. Chef is sitting on a small stool reading a cooking book. He notices me and stands up. Giovannido, shouldn't you be at the wheelhouse? Thing is, sir, I haven't seen Neela today, and I'm alone at the wheelhouse. Weird, now that you mention it, she didn't eat her breakfast either. I still have her portion here. Could you please go check on her? I need to get back to the wheelhouse. Sure thing, Giovannido. Leave it to me. Thanks, sir. I leave the saloon, rushing back to the wheelhouse. Crash! This is really convenient, although I can understand why Neela doesn't like it. If there could be an emergency or something, you would need to waste important seconds that you could use steering the wheel instead of unlocking it. Good thing that I can trust the chef. I don't know if I could go down to the female cabins to check on Neela and come back in time in case of an emergency. Well, time to wait some more. 10 minutes later, the door finally makes a sound. Someone don't look too cheery. Neela enters the wheelhouse with her breakfast in her hands. Hello. Don't talk to me. She doesn't answer me. Instead, she sits on a fixed chair eating her breakfast. Is she mad at me? Neela? Is everything all right? Oui. I see. She looks tired. Better not bother her. Aenon, can I ask you something? Sure, go ahead. What do you do when you overthink before sleeping? Oh, I see what happened now. Nothing, to be honest. Whenever that has happened to me, I would struggle to sleep. I see. I've had problems sleeping lately. Why's that? I keep smelling human. I don't know, I keep having thoughts of insecurity about my role in the ship. I think you're perfectly capable of doing anything. That's the reason why I'm telling you. I haven't told anyone else besides you about my personal struggles. Man, I don't know if I'm the best person for dealing with emotional problems. I'm struggling with problems of my own as well. But you're a good listener. That's enough for me. I can't promise you anything, but if it's within my reach, I'll help you with whatever you need. Mila smiles as she drinks her coffee. I know I can trust you. That's why I'm not worried of leaving you in charge of the ship in case I'm not able to do so. You did perfectly fine today before I got here. You flatter me. Want me to take charge for now? Oh, dang. What must I say? Pilot the ship. Well, if we pilot, we can talk with her, right? Don't worry, I'm okay here. Mind if I take a quick nap then? I'm really tired. You don't need to ask me. Wait, taking a nap while you're drinking coffee? Wait a minute. You don't need to ask me, but before you fall asleep, can you tell me how far until I have to do a turn? Mila checks the charts on the table and then follows the line that I drew with her finger. Around 30 minutes until you have to deviate to open waters. Thanks. Enjoy your nap. Mila smiles and then rests her arms on the improvised table, followed by leaning against it and using her arms as a pillow. She must have been really tired. Her tail stopped moving the moment she rested her head between her arms. I know this will delay us a little bit, but maybe. I ordered the guys in the engine room to reduce the speed of the ship to slow. The engine order telegraph was on full speed. I think I could give more time to Neela to rest. Neela looked so tired. She didn't even notice that I moved the telegraph. The bell is by no means quiet at all. I no longer consider her grumpy as I thought she was the first day I met her. The more I know her, the more I understand how frustrated she is aboard this ship. She is not a bad person, but her temper is like a really unbalanced seesaw, and for a good reason. I hope she becomes confident with her skills at some point along our journey. Grab a drink. Drinking coffee and then having a nap is optimal. You wake up when the caffeine kicks in. No, that never happens. 2 hours have passed by now. Neela is still sleeping against the table. Can't delay this anymore. And back to full speed. The sound of the engines quickly changes the background noise. With the corner of my eye, I see Neela finally waking up thanks to the engine sounds. She yawns as she stretches, and then twitches her neck. Ouch. Had a good nap? My neck hurts. I'm not surprised. That didn't look like a comfortable pose to sleep. Anyway, time to turn to open waters. How many degrees do I have to turn? Neela, still sleepy, checks the charts once again. 45 degrees to the west. Aye aye. 3 turns to the wheel and we are set. You didn't answer me. Did you have a good nap? Kinda. I'm still tired. How much did I sleep? Around 2 hours. Uh-oh. Neela crosses her arms with my answer. She's clearly not happy even though I did this for her. So you delayed us on purpose? Yes. Can't say that I'm happy, but at the same time I'm glad you did it. Is this change of plans going to delay us? Around 2 hours, the same time that you slept. We can deal with that, as long as it's not a full day or something. Do you think you can take the wheel? It's almost lunchtime and I've been standing here for a few hours by now. I need to stretch my legs. Neela lazily stands up from the chair, stretching her arms and back as she does so. Giving orders to your superior now? I didn't mean... Relax, go ahead. I've already rested enough. Thunk, get out of here. I moved away from the wheel. Neela quickly follows my actions, taking charge of it. Be right back. Locks the door. There's a particular strong smell coming from the kitchen. I know this smell. Sausages with beans. No wonder I felt a strong smell. My senses got highlighted thanks to the beans, my favorite dish. As usual, the saloon is fully packed with passengers. I make my way towards the end of the table looking for the chef. He's waiting with a big pot and a ladle. Hey, Giovanato. Afternoon, sir. Before serving you food, can you come with me real quick? Sure. We leave the saloon as we walk to the main deck. Seeing the deck as empty as it looks right now gives me chills down my spine. It's like visiting a graveyard at midnight. So what's going on? I'm wondering the same, sir. We sit on the bench nearby. No one wants to talk first. You know what I saw when I got to her cabin? What'd you see, sir? You wish to know what's inside a woman's cabin, don't you? Well, in all seriousness, I saw her asleep while sitting on her bunk. She was dressed and everything. I don't know if I'm the right one to tell you, sir. Chef looks down at his knees as he sighs. Then he... Ooh, upchuck. Well, not upchuck. This is freaking acid reflux. I took my medicine too late. Ugh. Then he reaches for his pocket. A second later, he takes out a small, flat, silver-colored box. Do you smoke? I'm not particularly a smoker, but I do from time to time. With a smile on his face, he opens the box, revealing its contents of 5 long cigars. These were a gift from my little Neela a few weeks ago for my anniversary as a chef of the ship. For how long have you been working the ship, sir? Not too long. This ship is rather new. However, I've been sailing for 20 years by now. The chef gives me one of his cigars and then takes another for himself. The cigar has such a potent scent that I could spend hours smelling like that I could spend hours smelling the tobacco. Ugh. This is some high quality. You know about this stuff, don't you? Well, I don't precisely know, but I can recognize the smell of good tobacco. I used to chew it back in my teenager years. I take my folding knife from my pocket and cut the end of the cigar. The chef notices what I'm doing and hands me his cigar to do the same. Then I pass it back to him. Another CG. British ain't on. Instead of cup noodles, he eats beans. This trigger eating beans. Alright. You know, Giovanato, when I told you the other day that Neela is like a daughter to me, I really meant it. I see. Back when she was a baby, she told us that she had met a teacher at the university where she studied. They had a short love affair, and when the motherfucker knew she was pregnant, he disappeared. Never to be found again. Cunt. Indeed. Anyway, back to the story. Around when little Neela was a year old, a cholera pandemic happened. My father told me about the pandemic. He lost many friends during those years. We tried everything, even experimental medicine. The chef takes a long, deliberate moment, savoring the cigar. In the end, there was nothing we could do. Her mother died. I'm sorry, sir. And there I was, alone with a kid. Nana survived the pandemic, but still got her pretty bad. And the captain? He was sailing. The pandemic also got his father, so he had to take over the sailing business. I had to raise her as my own daughter. Nana helped me with the majority of the time, but eventually she passed away too. Her old bones gave their last helping me raise a child. I'm sorry, sir. I had no idea. Those were different times, Giovanato. When she was old enough, I had to bring food to the table again, so I asked the only friend I had for a job at a ship. So you've been working here since then. Indeed, before I noticed, my little one had become a grown dragoness. Do you understand why I'm telling you this, Giovanato? Honestly, I don't. That's because I don't know how to help her. I've been noticing her being angry all the time, tired, and even sad. When I met her, I thought she was like that. We both take a second to smoke the cigar. She used to be smiling all the time. We had a wonderful teacher back at the old ship. She taught her how to read, write, and do mathematics. Is that how she got her accent? Quick learner, aren't you? I cut the burnt part of the cigar with my knife so I can smoke the rest later. Those were some good times. She got older and all Nana had taught me was of no use for raising the child. You mean in her teenager years? The chef smokes the cigar once again and makes a gesture with his hand. I pass him my knife and he cuts the cigar's burnt part. Here, let me readjust a bit without killing myself. I might not be your true father, but I tried as hard as I could to give her a good life. Now it hurts me to see her struggling and not telling me what's wrong. I don't see any tears in the eyes of the chef. I doubt he can even cry, but his face shows how much this has been hurting him. Seeing a grown man worry this much about the life of his child makes me wonder if my father even cared about me before I left. 9 out of 10 people suffer from diarrhea. 1 out of 10 enjoy it. I should tell him about Neela's current situation. Sir, it might not be much, but I could tell you what I think it's wrong with her. What I think it's wrong with her. The chef smiles as he straightens his back. Neela thinks no one takes her seriously. How so? She believes that the crew doesn't consider her capable of being in charge. The chef opens his eyes as wide as humanly possible. Elaborate. She told me that no one follows her orders unless she yells at them. Not to mention that the captain didn't consider teaching her how to read navigation charts. That part hurt her more than you could possibly think. I see. Also, she has been having trouble sleeping as she thinks about all of what I've told you so far. That explains what's happened this morning. That's all I got, sir. The chef sighs heavily as he stands up from the bench. I'm glad you told me what's happening, Giovanato. It seems I'll have to have another chat with the entire crew. I have a favor to ask you. As long as it's possible, I'll do whatever you need, sir. Be there for her, okay? Right now she trusts you enough to tell you what's bothering her. Not to mention it's the first time I've seen her be so physical with someone of the opposite sex. My mind goes back to the first day when I started working here. I'll never forget the sensation of Neela's hands caressing my fingertips as she maneuvered the steering wheel. I'll do my best, sir. We should go back to the saloon now. You need to eat your portion of food and not make the lady wait any longer. Lead the way, sir. I enter the wheelhouse with 2 plates of food, one for me and the other for Neela. What took you so long? I can't tell her that I had a serious conversation with the chef. I did? The saloon was packed. Well, that's not a lie. Why do you smell like smoke? Crap. The chef shared one of his cigars with me. Oh, the ones I gave him? Those ones. I didn't know you smoked. I do, but not all the time. Actually, I don't. It's rare to see me smoking at all. So, how are we gonna do this? Do what? You have both of our plates in your hands, dummy. Can we leave the wheel locked for a few minutes? I mean, we're both here. It's not going to be a risk. The dragoness sits on the chair, taking a plate off of my hand. Meanwhile, I eat standing up. Oh, we were robbed of CG, weren't we? We end our shift just before dinner. What are you doing with my daughter? Afternoon. Nothing to report, Captain. Good, good. Son, did you do what I asked you for? No, sir. We were busy today, but I'll go right now. Just make sure it's hot and sweet. Sweet coffee. Personally, I prefer it bitter. But it's not for me, so I guess the chef already knows. Be right back. Chat's dead. I got thrown off the poop deck. Hey, there's Crescenario. Just at the last minute. The saloon looks packed as always. We make our way straight to the kitchen, avoiding everyone in the way. As usual, the chef is already waiting for us inside his small kitchen. Bonjour, Uncle. How was your day? I'm really tired. I think I'll bring my plate with me to the cabin. The chef looks cornered, but serves her the respective portion of food, and then she leaves. Tough day, innit? Oh, wait, this chef. Tough day, innit? I look down at my plate being served. And indeed. That's just floating there. He's using the Thinko powers. He's related to Thinko, too, so he's using those thinking powers to telekinesis the plate. I take the plate in my hands as I look at the chef's face. Honestly, I'm still worried. And you're telling me, how do you think I feel? True. I look at the plate once again. Some gray-looking gruel and a baked potato. The baked potato's invisible, actually. Yeah, I know. I got distracted today, and I screwed up with the food. Don't mention it. What is this again? It was supposed to be a risotto. Right. Before I forget, I should tell him about the coffee. By the way, sir, the captain wanted some coffee. Sure, sweet as usual? I nod as I take a spoon of risotto in my mouth. It's not bad. It just looks odd, but the taste is passable. Should I prepare it right away, or do you prefer to finish your plate first? I prefer to finish first. Ugh. In it, oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, God. The chef gives me a thumbs up as he goes back to the kitchen. How could you assume that, guys? Well, where do I even sit? Eating while standing it is, then. In a couple of spoonfuls, I finish the risotto and attempt to eat the baked potato. Crunch! Sorry again for the food. That's not bad or anything. The chef takes the plate from my hands and replaces it with a mug of coffee. Never mind, just take the coffee to the soft-toothed twat. Without understanding what's happening, I leave the saloon with the mug of coffee. I guess we don't get to see the coffee being handed out. Another day has passed. I have to admit that being busy for a whole day has changed my perspective of things. Back at the manor, I didn't have responsibilities nor chores to do. Being the right hand of the first mate and doing my own laundry has shown me how dependent of my father I was. Man, I was a parasite. Max is reading her book on the top of the sheets of the bunk while humming a song. How was your day? Relaxed, actually. The back cargo of the ship was mostly big items, so there was only a few. Did you find anything interesting? I found 5 bottles of ale hidden inside the carriage. They're not listed in the inventory, so they're mine now. Fair enough. Anything interesting happened to you today? Not really. I just have to say I suck at dealing with emotions. I see. Well, I hope you can solve it. I'm going to turn the candle off. Night-night. Sweet dreams. I should do the same. I climb to my bunk, covering myself with the sheets as I fall asleep, clothes on and everything. Friday. It's Friday, Friday. Get thrown off the ship on Friday. Does Wendy's still serve baked potatoes with sour cream and chives? I wouldn't know. Another day, another penny. At this point of the journey, I'm enjoying the routine. I don't care how much Neela will pay me when we reach the continent. Once in my life, I feel like I have a purpose. And as usual, there's no place for me to sit with my plate of food. At least the ship's not passing through rough waves or anything, so I can eat while standing again. Is that the Slayer of Hearts I see in the flesh? A familiar mocking voice resonates through the crowd. Either that or my mind filtered every other sound so I could hear her loud and clear. But if it isn't the red jewel in the scales. Eris walks towards me. She has an empty plate in her hands. Busy day today? In a way, not that I can't manage it. Eris sticks her tongue out with a mocking expression. You know you can manage it. A handsome Adonis like you looks capable of doing anything. I lost count of how many names she has called me so far. By the way, I have something to ask you. Sure. Do you have any books I could borrow? I'm getting incredibly bored after dinner since I have nothing to do after work, and I didn't bring anything for my entertainment. Eris looks into my eyes with her usual mocking expression. I do, actually, but what do I get in return? My gratitude? That won't do, darling. What do you want, then? I want many things, but you don't seem to notice any of them. I could give you a bottle of wine. Eris pouts as I offer her a bottle of wine, the same one that Neela will give me at the end of the week after doing her laundry. I'll just let you borrow a book. I have to get... Wait, does my magnifier work? My magnifier does not work, so I gotta whip out the phone. What do we got here? I gotta squint. I'm going to lose my shit with this idiot. What a dweeb. Great, I knew I could count on you. Eris leaves the saloon with a disappointed face. I wonder what she was thinking. Without making a sound, probably because of all the other passengers, the chef places his hand on my shoulder. Giovannato, by any chance, are you stupid? What? The chef judges me in silence as I continue eating my food. Forget about it. By the way, can we go over to your cabin really quick? As you can see, the saloon and the deck are not as empty as yesterday, and I need to talk with you about what we discussed yesterday. I mean, sure, let's just hope my cabin mate isn't there. I leave my plate of food inside the kitchen so no one grabs so no one grabs while I'm gone. After that, we both walk towards the stairs so we can get to the cabins. Rants in Italian. Just give me 1 second. Oh god, that realistic knocking that makes you think someone's actually knocking on your door. Jesus. That one almost got me. She doesn't seem to be inside. Okay, coast clear. I lock the door behind as we get in. Here's the situation, Giovanato. The chef sighs deeply as he sits on Max's bunk. I asked a few sailors what they thought about my little Neela. So what happened? It doesn't look good at all. I see. The oldest sailors we have don't even care about her. Strange. I thought you all knew each other on board. Well, sailors aren't exactly attached to a mailing ship like this one, so whenever they see new opportunity, they just leave. Therefore, we are always hiring new sailors, no matter their age, as long as they can do the job. Fair enough. Problem is, older sailors still don't consider women suitable for leadership roles. That's bullshit. They still believe that having women in a ship gives bad luck to the crew. You've got to be kidding me. Sailors tend to be like that. Superstitions and everything. I can see how painful this is for the chef as he takes another deep sigh. What about the captain? Well, he does trust her, otherwise she wouldn't be the first mate. But considering what you told me yesterday, I still need to talk with him before he goes to sleep. I see. We should talk tomorrow. After all, you don't have to work tomorrow. I don't? Neela never mentioned a day off or anything like that. I don't have the day off that I know of. Officers in high ranks rest the Saturdays since we are already in opened waters. Anyone can take the wheel as long as they follow the compass. That would have been good to know before, but I'm not an officer. What do you mean? You are the navigation officer. Of course you are. So does that mean I can give orders to the rest of the crew? Anyway, we should get going. After you, sir. Trip over Max. Food taste blands now. My chat with the chef made me lose my appetite. Yeah, I don't want to finish my food. I'll leave my plate on the table so chef can pick it up later. What should I do now? I have plenty of time until my shift starts. Walk around the ship. Chill in peace at the cargo area. We can walk. A walk around the deck sounds good right now. Them words are for the kitchen. I've been wondering lately, what will be my place in this world once I get off the ship? Here and now, I feel like I'm part of something, that I have a purpose. I could open a business, but the idea doesn't bring me any joy when I think about it. The more I think about my situation, I realize how lonely I am. I have no one left to count on. The people that I've met so far might as well just be acquaintances. There's nothing really attaching us together or anything. Once we finish the journey, we will part ways. Why am I so gloomy out of a sudden? It didn't really affect me that much. I barely know them, but I do care about them. The chef has been the most traumatizing person I've known so far, but at the same time, he has been kind and friendly with me. Neela has shown me a side of her that little to no people know about. She trusts me without knowing me. I lean against the railing of the bow of the ship, watching the waves break against it. Honestly, don't know what to think anymore. Oh God, who is this? Who is this dastardly looking being? I turn around to the sound of steps behind me. A well-dressed dragon leans against the railing close to me. This feels really awkward. I take the cigar that Chef gave me from my pocket, but I soon realize I have nothing to light it. Oh boy. Rich guy. Do you need a match? Yeah. I ran out of smokes. I should have packed some more before the trip. At least I have matches. I take the cigar in my mouth, while the fancy dressing dragon in front of me reaches for his pocket, taking a small box of matches, handing it to me. Keep them. They are of no use to me now. Thank you. By any chance, are you part of the crew? I haven't seen you around the common areas. Well, I am now, but I have been around the common areas quite a lot. And yet, we haven't met. I guess so. What seems to be your inconvenience? I could see a cloud above your head from a distance. There's just problems with people I've recently met. I'm getting involved in their lives too fast, and it's affected me. So? This question somehow pisses me off. What do you mean with so? You are here with them, aren't you? Well, yeah. Then stop bitching about it. Involving with new people is a part of life, even if it is fast or slow. Or the petulant piece of, well, my wife is waiting for me. I'll see you around, sailor. Without saying anything else, or even waving his hand, the dude leaves. Hope not to see him again. Good thing I have a working schedule. But he was right to some extent. Getting involved with people is a part of life. I cut the burnt end of the cigar and save it in my... Bitch! Ouch! I didn't completely cut the burnt part off. Damn, that was painful. I shake my hand after burning myself and then proceed to walk to the wheelhouse since my shift's about to begin. This place is as empty as a church during the week. Neither Neela nor the captain can be seen anywhere close. Sounds like someone was late. And the wheel was locked in place. Well, I guess it's time to start my shift alone. Well, from here, we don't really have much to do as long as we follow the compass. Huh? Again with that sound. Wait, I know that sound. Without leaving the steering wheel, I peek through the window and I notice all the sailors working together on the main deck. Even the ones that I haven't seen before. Probably the guys working at the boilers too. I see they're setting the sails. No wonder why I see all the flags and the poles flapping against the wires. There's a strong wind today. The captain enters the wheelhouse, catching me off guard. Morning, son. Morning, sir. I thought you finished your shift already. That I did, but someone has to supervise the sails setting. Unlike using the engine, setting the sails requires direct orders from me or the first mate. And where is she? Can't you see her? She's just over there. He points at Neela through the window, who is yelling at some sailors as they set the sails. Right, didn't see her at first glance. The captain yawns, covering his mouth. His eyelids look heavy as a pair of anvils. He's probably on his last reserve of energies at this point. How was your shift last night? Could have been worse. Good thing you brought me some coffee. I'm not used to night shifts, and I doubt I ever will. But night shifts tend to be chill? That they are. Problem itself isn't the night shift, it's my resting hours. The old man yawns once again, shifting his head slightly backwards. During day hours, the ship is way too active for my liking. Sleeping is nearly impossible. Fair enough. I guess some of the guys already returned to the boilers. Can you tell them to stop with the engines? Can you tell them to stop the engines? Aye, aye. Set on stop. Eventually, if there's someone down there, they will let the engine rest for a while. Good, good. The captain yawns again, but this time he waves his hand as he leaves the wheelhouse. Have a nice shift. I wave my hand back at him as he leaves. Well, here I am, alone once again. Damn, these sails are quite powerful. We haven't even slowed down at all. Contrary to using the paddle wheels, the ship feels really light. Moving the wheel takes little to no effort. Oh. Morning. My throat is burning. Yelling is not doing me any good. Neela sits on the fixed chair, contemplating the front view of the wheelhouse. Her hair looking like silk as a sun ray passes through the dense sea of clouds in the sky. Just now I can appreciate how smooth her scales are, her yellow scales becoming golden bright as the sun touches her. I'm sorry you had to yell. She barely turns her head to my direction as she continues looking through the windows. Good thing I don't have to do the same here. That takes a weight off my shoulders. At least they were more cooperative than the other times. Probably the chef scolded them or something. They probably got fulminated by his deadly gaze. Well, speaking of less weight off your shoulders, the steering wheel feels quite light. To be expected, we're being pushed by the wind rather than advancing on our own. Normally she is more talkative. Why don't you relax for a while? I have everything under control here. Music cut. Or ambience cut, I should say. There's little music in this game. Oh, the music kicks in. I think it's like one of the only tracks in the game, it feels like. She turns her head to my direction. I can now see how desperate looking her eyes are. Are you sure? Absolutely. Remember that I used to pilot a small sailboat, so I'm more used to wind stuff rather than engine stuff. Neela giggles, covering her mouth. In a small boat, you control the sails, but in a ship as big as this one, you'll have to tell the crew to do that for you. Are you still committed to doing so? Oh, it sounds intimidating, but not impossible. Sure thing. In case of an emergency, I'll look for you. She giggles once again. Remembering the words of the chef make me realize that this is the real Neela, not just some alternative personality she had to develop to be considered. I'll rest here if that's the case, don't worry. Do whatever you consider is best for you. I can see her joyful smile as she closes her eyes for a second. The chef was right. This is the real Neela. Her smile feels natural to my eyes. She shouldn't be yelling or mad. This is how she should be looking every day. We haven't met properly now that I think about it. We haven't? I thought we had become friends at this point. Not that silly. We've only talked about work. I barely know anything about you. Yeah, I feel the same way. What would you like to know? Neela takes a moment to think, which is obvious, and she's holding her chin with her fingers. Who is your favorite author? The question takes me by surprise, since I'm not particularly fond of one author in particular. That's kind of a hard question to answer. I think it would be Mary Shelley. Neela's pupils become almost as big as her irises with my answer. No way! What? Did you read Frankenstein by any chance? Duh, that's why I know her. Mon Dieu, that's my favorite book of all time. The maid of our manor gifted me the book a few years ago. Did you say manor? Yeah? And you said your father had a sailboat before? Uh-huh. Are you rich by any chance? I'm not. My father is. That's what all rich kids say. Neela giggles, covering her mouth once again. For a rich kid, you sure don't bring many clothes with you. I'm not rich. I'm practically wearing all I have left. Neela's expression softens. She knows that she's touched a sensitive fiber. I see. Well, my turn, I guess. Do you have any hobbies when you're not working? She takes a moment to think about my question while looking at the ceiling. Well, I don't exactly have many of those, since most of my life is this ship. Come on, you gotta have something during your free hours. I see her grabbing her skirt, deeply sinking her nails in it as she moves her legs while sitting, clearly showing how ashamed she is. I like trying new foods. Foods? I enjoy new tastes in general. Nice, what's your favorite food? Anything with the tomato sauce made by Uncle Chef. I see, then I'll ask again. What's your favorite pizza? What's a pizza? I guess, making it as visible as possible. How can this be? Her uncle literally is. You don't know what a pizza is? Nope. That should be a crime. At least I know what I want to do tomorrow. She looks confused, lowering one of her eyebrows. My turn, I guess. Same question for you. Any hobbies? Well, I drive. I enjoy carving things out of wood. Now that's an actual hobby. I'd like to see one of your carvings one day. Do you make figures and stuff like that, or do you just write your name on wood? I made a couple of figures before. I'm not really a sculptor or anything, but I enjoy what I do. Neela stands up and walks towards the door. Once there, she kneels, reaching for a wood block next to it. Could you make something with this? It's a piece of wood that I got here for when the weather's too hot, so I can leave the door open. I guess I only brought my folding knife with me, so it could help me to kill some time. She leaves the block of wood on the table as she sits again. Are you sure you don't want me to take the wheel for a while? I am. She smiles as she relaxes on the chair. I guess we could bring a cushion or a pillow for a shift. I doubt it would bother anyone. It's lunchtime so far. The shift has felt incredibly lightweight. I guess having a conversation that isn't about work makes it less tedious. Well, do you want to go get our lunches? No, you've been standing there for quite a while now. Let me take charge. Neela stands up and lightly tackles me to the side, taking charge of the wheel. As your superior, I order you to rest for a while. Aye, aye. I hope the chef made a tasty lunch for today. The ancestor of the wall. Oh no. Uh-oh. As usual, the place is fully packed. I make my way through the crowd of people eating while standing. At least they could eat outside or somewhere else. Finally, the kitchen. Hey, how's the shift treating you so far? I'm actually enjoying it. The chef's face contorted with shock, lips pursed and eyes wide. Enjoying it? Well, kinda. We've been chatting the entire morning, rather than just talking about work for once. Oh, I see. More important, I have one question for you, sir. I hear you. What's this nonsense of never cooking a pizza? Pizza. I can't actually remember the last time I ate one of those. They aren't from a region I was born. They became popular not long ago, but to be honest, I never actually tried to cook one. Primordial dragon, hear my prayers. Guide the hand of the soul in front of me for the righteous path, as he said this aloud. Now that's an Alright, fine. I'll try to make one tomorrow. No, you won't. I'll do it myself. The chef looked straight into my eyes with murderous intent. With the permission of using your kitchen. He looks pissed. I understand that cooking in the kitchen of a chef is basically an insult for them. Especially if you're teaching them something they didn't want to cook in the first place. You can after lunch. Thank you, You may use my ingredients as long as you don't waste anything. I gave you permission before to make bread, since bread is never unwelcomed, but experimenting in my kitchen is something I'm not exactly okay with. If we run out of ingredients, we will starve to death. Speaking of exaggerations, Neela said that we had supplies for an extra month in case of an emergency. Understood. I didn't even see... Wait. I didn't even see when we got to our... When he got to our plates of food, like when you were being stalked by a predator. I was more focused on keeping eye contact with the chef. Alright, who's pinging me? Nobody. Cool. Let me grab something to drink. Oof. I leave the saloon walking backwards without loosing eye contact with him. One false movement and I'm a dead man. Just like the first 2 days. Since both of my hands are full with the plates, I push at the door with my shoulder as I enter the wheelhouse. The first thing I see is a young dragoness daydreaming since she didn't even notice me entering the wheelhouse. I pass behind her, leaving both of our plates on the table. Ahem. She looks over her shoulder to my direction. What's for lunch today? She quickly locks the wheel and reaches for her plate. Oh, I don't like cauliflower. What's wrong with cauliflower? I don't know, I just don't like it. She pouts, looking away. This is the most childish thing I've ever seen from her so far. Yet she looks cute. I don't see what's wrong with cauliflower. It's good with pasta. It's the texture, the flavor. I don't like it, okay? I genuinely don't understand what's wrong with cauliflower. Then again, I'm not picky when it comes to food, although I have my preferences. Besides, my father always told me to never waste food. I finish my plate in little to no time. Neela looks at me with the most exaggerated, disgusted face. First, you need to eat slower and sweet. How can you even eat like that? Just eat the damn food. I don't want to. You'll be hungry later. I can endure it until dinner. What if there's also cauliflower for dinner? She pouts once again. Without saying anything else, she needs to take a spoonful of cauliflower bits with the white sauce. Like a child having a tantrum, she makes the most exaggerated faces before taking a bite. Neela takes a deep breath and then munches the rest of the food as fast as possible. Speaking about eating fast, she finishes the plate, but her face goes from yellow to white in an instant. Disgusting. It's not that bad. Just like any kid who got forced to eat, Neela looks at me with contempt. I didn't mean to get her upset, but she needs to eat the rest, so... At least you can rest now. Non. What do you mean, no? I need you to do me a favor. I want you to go to the kitchen and ask Uncle Chef for my personal reserve. Your personal reserve? I need to wash the flavor out of my mouth. Why don't you save that for tomorrow? I'm planning on making a surprise for you. He looks at me. Watch, there's gonna be a fucking minigame of fucking making a pizza and I'm gonna fucking murder the pizza. Oh. Neela looks at me. Her face visibly shows how annoyed she is. Not to mention she left the empty plate on the table and crossed her arms with my proposition. Fine, I'll accept your... Before she finishes her sentence, a massive rogue wave catches us both off guard, violently tilting the ship to the side and making the plates fall to the ground. Neela struggles to stay on her feet, finally losing her balance and falling on top of me. Are you alright? I didn't hit my head or anything. More importantly, how does the ship look? I help her to stand up. Good thing our plates were made out of wood and just bounced to the ground. Take the wheel. Neela rushes out of the wheelhouse at all haste, leaving me alone. Almost as if I were possessed, I unlock the wheel as fast as humanly possible. Adrenaline still pumping through my veins. The ship deviated at least 20 degrees thanks to the wave. Man, not again. Once more, I feel the pressure of being in charge. Ship driving minigame. Breathing is hard. Shoulders stiff, palms sweaty, knees weak, Neela's spaghetti. I can't do this. No, I'm not capable of being in charge of anything. My breathing becomes erratic, head pulsating in resonance with my accelerated heart. My adrenaline must be reaching the skies now. I didn't even notice when Neela got back to the wheelhouse. Feeling of her silk-like hands on top of mine drives me back to my senses. I look over my shoulder. She is screaming with tears in her eyes. Hearing gradually comes back as well. Wake up, please, respond. She keeps holding my hands, interlacing her fingers with mine. What idiot. Idiot. I feel a small pressure on my back as she rests her head against me. Never do that again. I was mortified. You weren't answering. I'm sorry. It was too much pressure and I didn't know what to do. A warm sensation washes over my shoulder as if rain was slightly heated before falling on top of me. Her tears are quickly absorbed by my shirt as she holds my hands tighter. I thought you were ignoring me like the rest. An unsettling feeling runs over my spine as she mentions being ignored. My senses finally recover, making me understand how my overreaction made her feel worse than I felt. I'm really sorry. Without saying anything else, I answer the gesture of holding her hands back completely, forgetting about piloting the ship. The atmosphere becomes thick enough to be slit with a knife. Yet silence says a lot. Stay silent for a while. We both need to rest. Just saving over everything. There's no need for words. Everything that needed to be said has been said. We slowly caress each other's fingers as our emotions slowly fade away like a hurricane becomes a calm spring wind. Oh no! Stupid monkey! She continues caressing my fingers as she keeps insulting me. This is my true nature. Whenever there's a small problem, I just run away or freeze on the spot. I felt alone. My back is soaked with her tears. I do minor adjustments on the wheel while looking over my shoulder. Neela looks back at me, her eyes looking slightly pinkish after crying. You shouldn't count on me when something like this happens again. Her fingers intertwine with mine once again. I'm a coward. I can't deal with the stressful situation. Neela's head gently bumps against my back. You are not alone. We are not alone. Is everyone on board okay? Neela struggles against me as I feel pressure on my hands. We. I move the steering wheel from left to right for no real reason, besides feeling her snout against my back. Snooting it up over here. It was just a rogue wave. I see. As much as I like how calming this feels, we have to get back to our duties. I gently move my hands away from the wheel. Neela notices and moves her hands away as well. The sweet yet joyless moment we just shared fades away like a candle on its last moments. Can you take the wheel again? I need to sit down. Neela nods against my back. I walk away and sit on the fixed chair. She instinctively takes the wheel and looks at me, her face looking better than before now that everything has calmed down. Sorry again for freezing. Why are you so sorry? Because you were unable to react? What's wrong with that? I don't think I should be piloting the ship. Neela taps my knee with her tail as she looks forward. Who told you to take the wheel? You did. And who is in charge after the captain is? You are. So, are you questioning my orders? No, ma'am. She gently taps my knee with her tail once again as she looks at me while smirking. I told you, enjoy your company. Now stop worrying about what just happened. I know it won't happen again, and if it does, I'll be here. A warm sensation invades my chest as I look at Neela, the sun lighting her face, making the scales of her body shine golden colors. The image of the dragoness in front of me makes me forget the bitter moment we shared a few moments ago. Instead, all I can think about is the feeling of her head against my back. Neela's face switches to a surprised one as the ship slows down. The sails fall on the mast, making small flapping noises as they catch little to no wind. Et merde. No wind. Indeed, it takes around half an hour to make the boilers get to full capacity again. Well, we could take a rest together meanwhile. We are not going anywhere for the time being. That's not a bad idea. We could go get a coffee. I get ahead of Neela's suggestion as I lock the wheel for her. I wonder if there is something sweet to eat with the coffee. We leave the wheelhouse together as we walk to the saloon. Dang, we're going back to racism. Guys, I think she might actually be bipolar. When we get to the saloon, I instinctively go to the kitchen. Neela, on the other hand, sits at the table waiting. The chef is nowhere to be found. I guess we'll have to wait for him. I sit on the opposite side, right in front of Neela, while we wait. He's not there, is he? Nope. He probably went to the toilet or something. Uncle can't handle strong waves. He can't? I thought someone as intimidating as him wouldn't mind a rough sea. Neela giggles, covering her mouth, but as she does, the loudest snort I've heard in my life comes out of her mouth. Her cheeks get visibly red right after. Was that a snort? No, it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was the sails. The sails, I said. She crosses her arms, pouting and looking away as she tries to hide how ashamed she is. Anyway, I have a question I wanted to ask you. Neela looks back at me with her cheeks still red while raising an eyebrow. Why do you enjoy my company? I'm not exactly the nicest guy out there. Well, you speak what you are thinking most of the time. Somehow I prefer that over sailors keeping their thoughts about me for themselves. So in short terms, honesty. Well, I do keep a lot of things for myself. But you just said it, see? Fair enough. We share a moment of silence as we enjoy the peace and quiet that the sea provides us, now that the engine's not saturating our ears. I could get accustomed to this. When I piloted my father's sailboat, I never got to have this peace while riding waves. Before we realize, the chef sneaks up on us with his intimidating presence. DiGiorno. I don't know. My fight or flight instincts go into max alert as he presses his hand on my shoulder. What are you guys doing here? No wind. Understandable. Uncle, could you give us some coffee? I think we'll be stuck here for a while before the engines has the boilers working again. Can't do that, little one. Why not? The chef takes a moment for scratching the back of his head before answering. We need to get a new sack from the cargo area. Ran out of coffee earlier for breakfast. Murday. Boy, no cursing. Neela smirks while looking away. Fine. Giovanni, since you are free, could you help me get the sack from the cargo area? Got it down there to pick up some stuff, other stuff as well, but I don't want to do 2 trips. Guess it won't take much time. Sure thing. I follow the chef as I stand up from the table. I grab another drink. My throat's just been horrible today. Getting Fang vibes from this one. She turned into DSP in that moment, the snorting. Dark snort Phil. Wow, without the engines or the waves colliding against the ship, this place gets incredibly quiet. I could take a nap right now. Right. I try to walk past the chef so I can grab a sack from the pile, but he stops me with his hand. Something you want to tell me, Giovannido? The chef fulminates me with his gaze on the spot. About what, sir? I feel my knees giving up on me as he gives me those murder eyes I haven't seen since the first day. Don't try to play a fool with me now. Like if I couldn't hear my little one screaming your name from the saloon. It's literally next to the wheelhouse. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Well, I had a moment of, let's say, my mind leaving my body. And not through the place you're thinking of, sir. The chef stops pushing my chest with his hand, and as he looks genuinely concerned now. What? Well then, the wave hit the ship, and she told me to grab the wheel, and I panicked to the point where my body wasn't responding. His concern gets even more visible as he takes off his chef apron and scratches the back of his head. Damn, Giovannido. I don't know if I should be at the wheel if you freeze. Wait. I don't know if you should be at the wheel if you freeze like that. Well, the truth is, sir. I only get one choice! Did I get locked out of something? Oh no. Why did I get locked out? Neela has been helping me a lot. Well, she's been helping me a lot recently. I'm not exactly the most decisive when it comes to stressful situations. The chef looks at me while raising an eyebrow. And how has she been helping you? For starters, when I panicked the first time, she guided me through my mistakes. I see. Second time was more complicated, but she still got me back to my senses after I totally froze up with piloting the ship. That makes sense. Now I understand why she was screaming at you earlier. I nod in silence. The chef looks at me. Even though he's not trying to say anything, it's clearly visible that he understands my situation. You know, Nana used to say, "La notte porta consiglio." I don't understand, sir. Well, the literal translation would be something like, "Night brings advice," but it's used to mean that if you had a hard day or if you had to take an important decision about something, it's better to do it the next morning with a fresh mind after sleeping. I see. My point is, Giovannido, if you think you are really capable of working on your current position, you are right now, you must know your limits. Think about it, okay? I look down to my hands as the chef gives me his word of advice. I will think about it. I'm not saying that you should quit. Just inform her that the moment you are not capable of doing something for whatever reason, that's better than regretting it later. Chef looks away as he grabs a sack of what looks to be flour and passes it to me. Don't overthink it either, okay? Yes, sir. Good. Now, where's that damn thing? Here you are. He expertly grabs another smaller sack and some packages while accommodating them in his arms. We should get going. After you, sir. We leave the cargo area with the kitchen supplies. As we get back to the saloon, we notice Neela sitting on the table while humming a song to herself. Just the coffee, then. Neela turns around and smirks. Oh no, what else can you offer? Chef drops a smaller sack and the packages to the floor of the kitchen. Not much, maybe some toasted bread? Good for me. With a thumbs up, he gets inside the small kitchen while I sit in front of Neela. Why did you guys take so long? We were chatting a little. About... I can't really tell her since it was a conversation about her. Well... We chatted about life, we chatted about you. We chatted about life aboard the ship. Oh boy. Oh no. We talked about you. Oh Lord. I feel like I need to drop the bomb. Fuck it, we ball. We were having a conversation about you. Neela's eyes open wide as one of a moth seeing the first light in the morning. About moi? I just told him how you've been helping overcome how pathetic I am when it comes to stressful situations. You're not pathetic. Clumsy maybe, but not pathetic. Okay, I get it. She giggles as I stop her. But so far, you have been the best assistant I've had. My face draws a smile by reflex as she compliments me. Oh, you are certainly better than your uncle. He looks at me with a confused face. How so? Well, for starters, you certainly talk more than your uncle. Are you calling me a parrot? That didn't sound exactly the way I wanted. What? No, I meant that your uncle barely talks. It's hard to work with someone like that. Oh, understandable. But he's really chatty once you get to know him. Really? No. But he does care about people in his own way. How so? Well, he always has a nice gift for my birthday. But he's your uncle. He's supposed to give you something, otherwise it'd mean he doesn't care. Neela is about to say something, stops midway, then she looks down her cup of coffee and sips it slowly. Now, how are those Dow stocks doing in the 19th century? Well, as long as he keeps trusting me with the ship, I'm okay with it. But he looks at me with murder eyes. Stop trying to put your finger in the wound. Fair enough. Like I was just behind the whole ass table. We slowly sip our coffees. At the same time, the chef leaves 2 toasts in front of Neela and a jar of marmalade. Why the long faces? We were talking about the captain. The soft-teethed twat? What about him? He's not too chatty, isn't he? I've known him since we were kids, so yeah, he ain't the most chatty person. Uncle, does he care about us, you and me? Oh yeah, he does, otherwise we wouldn't be here. Neela shows a soft smile as she keeps looking down to her cup. I see she likes to hear words about her. Does he have a hard time picking gifts for birthdays? Since he isn't talkative, I mean. Of course he has problems. A little awkward, but he always asks me what would be a good gift for the little one right here. Mila spreads marmalade on the toast as she enjoys being the center of attention. We stand from the table the moment the sails begin to get blown by the wind. Thank you, Uncle. We must get going. Ship is slowly gaining speed. The chef waves his hand as we leave the saloon. See you later, sir. We leave the saloon to get back to our posts. Always reading those spelling errors, huh? Yeah, I'm acoustic, okay? After dinner, I went straight to the cabin. No, Max, be gone. I'm gonna throw you overboard. I've been lying on a bench at the cabin since then. Although I haven't been resting, I've been pondering of what to do with the blocks of wood that Neela gave me. Many ideas come to my mind to carve, but at the same time, they aren't good at all. Mate, you look like a wizard pondering his orb. I don't know what exactly I want to do with this. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? I'm trying as hard as I can, but I don't have the slightest idea. Nothing. Max lowers her book to see me as she lies in her bed. Do something simple then. I'm not an expert, but at the same time, something that reminds you of something. Many more ideas come to my mind, but then again, nothing concise or worth of keeping as a fixed thought of what I want to carve. Instinctively, I cut a small slice of wood to the side of the block, getting rid of its block form, one of its edges completely gone now. Then the other. Before I understand what I'm doing, I already have a slightly curved figure. Did you figure it out? No, I'm doing it without thinking. Max places her book under the bunk as she moves her pillow to sleep. Well, whatever you do, don't bring it up. Don't do it up too late, mate. Night-night. Night. I better follow her example. I'm just exhausting my mind at this point. I climb to the bunk once more. With that, I close my eyes. I can't sleep. I guess I'll go to the common area for now. Better climb down without making a fuss while Max sleeps. It sure is dark here at night. Well, there's no windows after all, and it's pretty much a closed box. I guess no one will care if I light the lamps. Much better. I make my way to my best friend on board, the couch. I could just sleep here. Was it always this cold at night? I wonder what hour it is. This is boring. Oh no. Who the fuck turned the lamps on? I turn around to see the rich guy from yesterday sitting next to the stairs. Ugh. He quickly recognizes me and walks towards me. He's turning on full Karen mode. Boy, did you turn the lamps on? We pay for these candles. Yeah, I couldn't sleep, so I wanted to chill here for a while. Not my problem. I'm turning them off. People need to sleep, and the light is hitting the door of my cabin. I watch the guy as he turns the lights off by cutting the oil knob on the lamp. It's not even a strong source of light or anything. Without another word, he goes back to his cabin. What a twat. I guess I could take a walk on the main deck. I doubt the saloon is open at this hour. At this hours. Man, it sure is freezing tonight. I lean against the railing of the ship as I look to the distance, which is not much. The dark cloak of the night doesn't allow me to see far away. All I can see is the reflection of the stars and the barely visible moon. So calming. But still freezing. Huh? I walk to the other side of the ship as I hear a loud splash noise. To my surprise, I see a familiar silhouette on the opposite railing of the ship. Sir? The chef turns around to see me. He's holding a fishing pole, a very improvised and rudimentary fishing pole. Giovannido? What are you doing here at this hour? I couldn't sleep, so I wanted to take a walk. I see. The fishing pole shakes a little. Immediately after, the chef raises the pole to the height of his head, and a small fish the size of my hand emerges from the water. Do you like fishing? I did fly fishing back when I was younger. Couldn't say it was exciting or anything. Fly fishing is for rich people. I guess. Here in the ocean, you never know what's at the end of the line. There could be a small fish like this one, or it could be a marlin. You never know. With a swift and skillful move, the chef takes the fish out of the hook and tosses it in the bucket next to him. Is this going to be a fishing minigame? Would you like to try? I've had quite the luck tonight. Watch, this is going to be a minigame. Bet. Oh god. The chef passes me his improvised fishing pole, and I grab it with my shaking hands. Why so nervous? I'm not nervous, but the cold weather is sure making me shiver. Why don't you wear more clothes then? I don't have more clothes. This is all I have with me, and an extra pair. The chef looks at me with genuine concern in his eyes. You're not shitting me, are you? No, sir. In the name of the primordial dragon, you need to get more clothes ASAP. Hell, I'll lend you one of my coats. It won't suit you, but at least you won't die of hypothermia. Thank you, sir. I say between shivers as I position the fishing pole down the railing. It's weird to catch fishes with such a short line. I guess it's just pulling up as soon as they bite. And here's one. I pull the pole and nothing? That's not good. You're going to have to do a small pull as soon as you feel them biting the hook. I lower the hook to the water once more. And another vibration. One small pull, he said. Holy cow! Freaking heavy. Watch, it's going to be a little fish, too. That's it. Don't let it go. I can see it from here. Oh, my back. Fish is hurting my back. With all my might, I pull the pole up to the height of my shoulders. The chef grabs the line as the fish gets out of the water and pulls it up. More exciting than fly fishing, ain't it? My arms are shaking, but not from the cold weather. It ain't as big as the one at the bottom of the bucket, but you did catch a good one. I look to the side as I catch my breath. You gotta be kidding me. A fish the size of my head can't weigh that much. I don't remember fish being so tiring. Or fishing being so tiring. It's a baby tuna. Even as a baby, they're nothing but pure muscle. That thing is a baby? Yeah, otherwise you wouldn't have caught it. The adult ones are heavier than both of us together. Not to mention you need special gear to catch them. The chef grabs the line once again and puts some chum at the end of the hook. After that, I slowly lower the pole once again. How often do you catch tunas? Quite often, actually. Baby ones never go deep until they're adults. I feel a small vibration at the end of the pole and pull. There's a bit of resistance, but not like the one from before. You're getting used to it now. As I raise the pole, a small yet long and thin fish emerges from the water. That's a ling. It doesn't taste very good. Chef grabs the fish and unhooks him before throwing him back to the water. I've had ling before. It tastes like cod. You said it, like cod. What, not as good as real cod? I pass the fishing pole back to the chef as a shiver runs through my spine, reminding me of how cold it is outside. I better get back to my cabin. I'm freezing here. Give me a moment, I'll be right back. Make another quick prediction. The chef disappears for a brief moment as he goes to a small storage room next to the ship's paddlers. In less than a minute, he comes back with a rubber-looking coat. It might not be as warm as an actual coat, but it's something. What's this? It's the new gear that the Navy gave us. It's supposed to be waterproof or something like it. Better than wearing nothing. I modestly grab the rubber-looking coat and extend it to the floor before sinking my head in it. Oh no. How do I look? Honestly, like if you had a sack of potatoes on top. He passes me the fishing pole once again, but I refuse with a simple head move to the sides. How about this pizza you said you wanted to cook? How is it made? Well, you make the dough, and then you let it rest for 3 hours. That's it? Well, once it's done fermenting, you need to flatten it and put tomato sauce on it, plus the toppings. What toppings do you need? Cheese is the most important one. Cheese. There's a wheel of Gouda cheese in the storage. Would that work? I have vague memories of the cheese used for the last pizza I ate. Oh no, I'm not an expert in cheese. I guess as long as it melts. We share a moment of silence as the chef sinks the hook back into the water. Immediately after, he raises the pole once again. Another baby tuna emerges from the water. Once again, I'm amazed with the chef's raw muscle power, considering how much I struggle with the same type of fish. May I ask, what's for breakfast tomorrow? You mean today? It's already 2 in the morning. Damn, well, what's for breakfast today? Chef grabs the bucket and looks at it. Well, if we have luck, probably tuna steak. If not, then just toast with marmalade. Man, that bucket's gonna feed the whole ship. Even with the waterproof coat, a chill descends with silent might to my spine. The sea exhales an icy breath. A symphony of solitude untouched by death. I remember those words said by my father years ago, from a poem he read somewhere. I better get going now, for real this time. Yeah, I'll do the same in a couple of minutes. I have enough fish for a good soup already. If I manage to catch some more tunas, I'll make tuna steak for breakfast. If not, fish soup for lunch. Good night, sir. Night. I leave the deck while hugging myself in an attempt of getting my chest warm. It's definitely not enjoyable to be out here during the night. I get back to the cabin while trying not to make too much noise. As I settle into the thin mattress, I let out a sigh, feeling the tension of my muscles slowly dissipate. The rhythmic creaking of the ship becomes a lullaby, soothing and constant. Outside, the sea whispers against the hull, a gentle reminder of the vastness that surrounds us. I close my eyes, allowing the darkness behind my eyelids to mirror the quiet solitude of the cabin. Thoughts of home flicker briefly before fading into the background, eclipsed by the immediacy of the moment. Hearing the gentle sway of the ship, sleep beckons like an old friend, offering respite from the rigors of the day. Saturday. Oh no, breakfast with Max. Awful. I woke up feeling fully rested, knowing I don't have to work today. Max considered me lazy after seeing me snuggled under the sheets of my bunk while she was getting dressed. Eventually, she convinced me to get dressed as well so we could eat breakfast together. Buddy, we haven't even hung out that much. I took the initiative of saving a spot for both of us at the table so we don't have to eat while standing. Chucks marmalade again. I guess the chef didn't have luck last night. Max sits next to me as she places 2 mugs of coffee and 4 loaves of toasted bread with marmalade. 2 coffees, man. Very thick loaves. I like marmalade. Me too, but I was expecting something more filling. Like what? Max takes a toast and bites it while looking at her coffee. I don't know. I take a toast as well and slowly chew it while tasting the marmalade. You know, you could ask the chef for something. He's quite a nice guy when you get to know him. Really, I've been craving something made with eggs for days. I know there's quite a lot of fresh eggs in the cargo since I was the one who organized them. I'm pretty sure he would prepare you something simple if you asked him. He looks hella intimidating. Oh, Lord. I knew I hated this fucker. Walk the plank, fucker. Using hella in the 19th century. Off with your head. It's over. It's fucking over. My God. Trust me, he's a nice guy. Just don't say anything about his grandma's food. What did you say about Nana's food? Max hangs out with the time travelers too much. Yeah. My fight or flee instincts. Was this translated like by machine? Did Google AI or something? Like, I'm having some questions. I have plenty of questions. My fight or flight instincts completely forgot about the fighting part and just wants to run away as far as possible from the immediate threat of the beast I just startled. I feel a cold and massive pressure on my shoulder. I slowly turn my head around to see the chef grabbing my shoulders. Nothing. My friend here wanted to know if you could prepare her something with eggs. Max recoils with a shocked face as I mentioned her. Really now? Max is begging me to say something. Her tail stopped moving the moment the chef looked at her. Anything with eggs, really. I'll see what I can do. The chef stops holding my shoulder as he disappears into his small kitchen. What the actual hell? What? I've never been so intimidated and I don't know why. Yeah, I felt the same when I first met him. I mean, he gives me food every day, but I never felt this way before. I wanted to run away as fast as I could, but I couldn't even flinch. Yeah, I felt exactly the same. You get used to it. I sip my coffee in silence while holding a toast with my other hand. I mean, I felt fear before, but I never actually froze out of panic like today. Yeah, tell me more. Coffee. I genuinely thought I was gonna die. Bitter and relaxing. I never thought humans could generate such a dangerous aura. Damn, I finished my coffee. Bye, Max. Are you even listening? Not really. I kind of knew what you were going to say since I already felt it before. Max pouts as she swats my leg with her tail. A moment later, the chef appears behind us and places a plate with another toast with scrambled eggs on top. Here you go, Signorita. Max's eyes, normally a cabin shade of saffron, now shimmered with an extraordinary brightness as she gazed at the plate of scrambled eggs before her. The corners of her mouth curled upwards into an infectious smile, reflecting the sheer delight that danced in her eyes. Damn, you really like eggs, don't you? Are you kidding me? Max grabs the toast and bites it. Each glance at the fluffy, perfectly cooked eggs seemed to deepen her happiness, as if every bite held a promise of simple pleasures and contentment. If I could, I'd have a farm so I could eat eggs every morning. The chef smirks as he leaves once again. Max's, like, snake ancestors live through her. So what are your plans for today? You have the day off, don't you? Yeah, I was planning on resting, but I do have other things as well. Do you have a day off as well? No. Not that I mind anyways. I have lots of free time since no one ever comes to the storage part of the ship. That sounds boring. You can come and chill with me if you want. No, 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 no. Sorry, I have other things to do. Maybe later I'll pay you a visit. No worries. I finish eating my toast, followed by leaving the table. See you later. Max waves her hand while munching what's left of her scrambled egg toast. Standing on the deck of the ship, I gaze out across the vast emptiness of the Atlantic Ocean. The horizon stretches endlessly, merging the deep blue of the water with the light blue of the sky in a seamless transition that makes it hard to discern where one begins and the other ends. So, wait a minute. Oh no, this isn't Snoot. This isn't the Snoot verse, but it kind of is with Anon. But this is after It's funny trying to wrap my mind like this is after Pangea. But in Snoot game, it's the future with Pangea. So did the continents just kind of like mush back together? I'm being retarded. I'm overthinking. Standing on the deck of the ship, I gaze out at the vast... Yeah, I read that. The gentle sway of the ship beneath my feet reminds me that I'm just a tiny speck in this immense expanse of water, surrounded by nothing but the occasional seabird soaring effortlessly overhead. The stillness of the scene is almost eerie, broken only by the rhythmic sound of waves lapping against the hull. I lean against the railing, wondering what it'd be like to be a fish beneath all this mass of water. Asked the chef for the fishing pole from last night. Sit on one of the benches, work on the wood figure. Yeah, wood figure would be Neela. I guess I could work on the wood figure for a while. The more I carve on it, the more of a solid idea I'll get eventually. One quick trip to my cabin to get the wood block and I'm back. I take a moment to study the block of wood. With my foldable knife in hand, I press its blade lightly against the smooth surface of the wood block, unsure of where to begin. The knife, familiar yet versatile, feels like an extension of my thoughts, waiting for direction. I envision a figure emerging from the grain, but the details remain elusive. It should be a person, an animal, or something abstract. Each tentative cut is a step into the unknown, shaping the form as I navigate the contours and knots. I sigh as I try to imagine what I am doing light scrapes on the wood with my knife. Maybe try making something familiar. Oh no, she's in casual wear. I turn around, and there she was, Neela, the yellow dragoness who had become a close friend with me over a short period of time. I'm trying, but nothing's coming to my mind. Nothing really? She looks at me while showing a smile on her face. Now that I see her, she's not wearing the uniform she wore every day. She is wearing a floor-length skirt and a shirt with a vest on top. I guess this is her casual outfit. Well, now I do have something in mind, but not for word carving. She gently swats my back with her tail as she chuckles. Any plans for today? Oh yeah, but later. Right now I have nothing better to do. She gets shamelessly close to me while inspecting the wood block in my hand. Inspecting the wood, huh? Why don't you carve me? How? I don't know, you tell me. That gives me an idea. I slowly begin carving a curved shape at the top of the block, resembling the back of a dragon. You got an idea? Sorta, it will need some time. Also, you look surprisingly happy today. Do you really think so? I woke up feeling really energetic. Compared to when I met you for the first time, it's nice to see you smiling more often. Uh-oh, you can't tell a woman to smile more now. Well, then again, this is 19th century. Made in the current year. That's not true. I smile a lot. Now you do. She pouts while looking away, but quickly smiles once again. Well, I've been feeling less stressed lately. By the way, I have to say that you look astonishing with that skirt and shirt. I might have to put something on top later. Weather's been getting cold lately. That's true. If it wasn't for the waterproof coat that the chef gave me, I would struggle a lot with the weather for the rest of the trip. Fair enough. Neela inspects Anon's morning wood. Technically, it is a morning wood. Time for Pork to do the Snoot vs. Iceberg video. Oh no. Why don't you come to my cabin? I want to show you something. Wow, an invitation to the cabin of a lady. Somehow I don't feel nervous about it. Maybe because I already share my cabin with another lady. Can you really call Max a lady? Sure thing. Lead the way. We walk downstairs, but to the back side of the ship. So this is her cabin. It looks like any other cabin. It's identical to mine. There's barely any difference between them. I guess it's to be expected. Come here. This is what I wanted to show you. How's this gonna be another... we gotta get some CGs? I sit on her bunk as she takes the small box from under the pillow. Yeah, here we go! Yes! Drink to that. I like how she looks like completely different from her sprites. My mother left this for me years ago before she passed away. Neela opens the box. Inside there is a book. Wait, I know this book. This is why I got surprised when you said you liked Mary Shelley. Is this a first edition? They're incredibly rare. I've read it enough times to remember almost every paragraph. She delicately turns the pages of the weathered tome. Her eyes gleamed with an unspoken passion that matched my own reverence for literature. The first edition of Frankenstein lay between us like a sacred relic, its yellowed pages whispering tales of Mary Shelley's genius. In that moment, I admired not just the rarity of the book, but the depth of her connection to it. I was just a kid, but I still remember her sometimes. As she spoke softly of her mother, the room seemed to stand still around us, filled only with the echo of her tender words. I listened intently, feeling the weight of her sorrow mingling with the warmth of her reminiscence. In those moments, her vulnerability touched me deeply, revealing layers of her soul that I haven't seen before. But no matter how much I miss her, I got someone to take care of me, someone who shouldn't have done it, but still did it. Amidst the ache of loss, she expressed deep appreciation for the chef, the person who stepped in during her childhood to nurture and guide her. I never actually wanted to call him Dad, but he knows in his heart that he is my true father. I vividly recalled this conversation with the chef, where he spoke of the unwavering pride and a hint of nostalgia about raising Neela on his own. Neela takes a moment as she closes the book and looks at it with nostalgic smile on her face. After taking her time with the book, she saves it inside the box and then takes a second book from inside it. This was a birthday gift from Uncle Chef. It's also a first edition book. Wait, I also know this book. He got it from a passenger that was grateful with him after making his trip enjoyable to the continent. Don't tell me, is this what I think it is? Neela smiles proudly, showing me her teeth as she passes me the book. There's no doubt about it. A first edition of Oliver Twist. I pass the book back to her. She holds it against her chest with the most beautiful smile I've ever seen from her. So you met... Oh, wait. So your uncle met Charles Dickens. He described him as a very sick person. How so? He suffered from seasickness most of the trip. Fair enough. Truth is, I haven't read it yet. Why is that? I don't know, I guess I'm just emotionally attached to the other book. You haven't read any other books besides Frankenstein? Oh no, it's literally the Harry Potter of 3 weeks. Read another book! Well, I don't know, I've read other books, just not this one. Never mind. As she held the book close to her chest, her eyes shimmered with gratitude and fondness for the chef, her adoptive father. I'm afraid of not liking it. She spoke softly, expressing how much this gift meant to her more than just a book. It was a symbol of his unwavering support from a father. Why don't we read it together? I beg your pardon? Read it together. I don't know. Well, if you don't like the plot, we can stop. As she held the cherished book against her chest, her expression conflicted with a mix of appreciation and hesitation. I could sense her uncertainty, her fingers tracing the edges of the cover gently, as if debating whether to delve into its pages. Fine, but if I don't like it, we stop. You have my word. With a gentle smile, she looked up at me and extended the invitation to join her. Without hesitation, I settled beside her, feeling the soft embrace of familiarity and trust. Oh boy, more! More! We lie together in her bunk as she passes me the book. Among the other public buildings in a certain town, as I propose to show the sequel whether the white waistcoat gentleman was right or not, I should perhaps mar the interest of this narrative, supposing it to possess any at all, if I ventured to hint just yet whether the life of Oliver Twist had this violent termination or no. Neela at this point has been resting her snout against my shoulder since I started reading. Sleep. Or not. What happened after that? That's the end of chapter 2. Don't stop reading it. Like a child not wanting for a story to finish, she demands me to keep reading. Just like my chat. I want to, but it's almost lunchtime. Neela pouts as she accommodates her snout against my shoulder. Yeah, just as we're reaching the 2-hour mark. This feels like once we finish up this little part, it'd probably be a good stopping point. I'd rather stop at a good point like this, you know? We should go. I don't want to move now. There's fish soup for lunch. How do you know that? I spent the night fishing with your uncle. Neela looks away, still resting her snout against me. Soup sounds nice. It's getting cold. So can we move then? Fine. We leave the bunk lazily, standing up. Can we continue later? Sure thing, but first I have to do something. The pizza, remember? Ah, true. But I can make the dough in no time, and then it has to rest for 3 hours, so we can continue reading during those 3 hours. Only for 3 hours? I can see where this is going. Not really, actually. The longer it rests, the better. A mischievous smirk appears on her face as I mention that we can spend more time reading. Let's go then. Leave the cabin together. Yeah, we'll continue the Neela date, and then we'll wrap it up. As we get to the saloon, Neela looks at me with a mocking face. Time to use my officer perks. Neela passes through the crowd of people straight to the small kitchen, a minute after she comes back with her portion of soup. See you later, I'll be waiting for it. Neela leaves the saloon, probably to eat in her cabin. Oh, here I am, alone again. Oh, I just got ghosted. I wait in line, although I shouldn't have, since I'm technically an officer, but I prefer to respect the ones that were waiting before me. Finally. Here you go. The chef passes me my portion and I leave the line. No place to sit as usual, and since this is soup, I should find a place to eat while sitting. As I cradle the steaming bowl of fish soup in my hands, the aroma envelops me in a comforting embrace. I guess I'll sit at the benches outside. Oi, kiddo! A familiar voice that gives me repugnance calls for me from the other side of the saloon. I try to ignore him by walking away. I get stopped by a strong claw on my shoulder. Oi, where are you going? I turn around to see his mocking smile as he releases my shoulder. Take my seat, I just finished eating. But That's what friends are for, right? We are friends after all, right? His mocking smile sends warning signals to my brain. Somehow I can sense that he's going to ask me for something. Thanks, I guess. Don't thank me. I need a favor from you, kiddo. A small payment for the matches I gave you. I knew it. What would that be? My wife has been wanting some wine since last night. She couldn't sleep after someone turned the lights on. Exaggerating how bright some oil lamps can be. I'll see what I can do. I'm counting on you. Those matches weren't cheap, so I'm expecting something in return. He literally gave them to me and didn't ask for anything in return. Deal? I don't think I could just... I knew I could count on you. See you later. No such thing as a good stopping point. Yeah, I know, right? Oh. He left before I could say something back. Prick. Anyway, time to eat. I'm stuffed. I've never eaten a soup so filling before. The saloon is definitely less crowded now. I stand up from the table with my empty bowl and leave it on the very end of the table among the other empty bowls. Hey, Giovanato. Wait, it's the chef, not... Ugh. The chef was probably waiting for me. Afternoon, sir. So, about this pizza you wanted to make. What about it? How do you make it? My kitchen isn't exactly equipped like the one from the restaurant. Do you have an oven? A wood oven? That's all we need. Oh, and tomato sauce. I could do that in no time. What else do you need? Flour, yeast, olive oil, sugar, salt. I have all that here. And we have everything. For the toppings, we'll need the cheese I mentioned last night and whatever you think could be a nice flavor. I have basil leaves. Perfect. Let's get to work then. That yeast needs time to rest, I bet. Are we going to have a pizza cooking minigame? I bet. I bet. Ugh. I'm melting in this bed. Ugh. I knead the pizza dough, my fingers working the flour into a smooth, elastic mass. I feel a sense of calm and focus wash over me. The rhythmic motions, the gentle stretching and folding transforms the simple ingredients into the foundations of something truly special. Nearby, the chef watches intently, soaking in every movement and technique. I explain each step with enthusiasm, from mixing the yeast to achieving the perfect consistency. As I work, I notice the chef mimicking my actions, eager to replicate the process. We end up with 2 balls of dough, resting inside 2 different bowls with a humid piece of cloth on top. I have to say, it's like making any other bread. Easy, isn't it? I guess. We'll see if it works with my oven later. I'll go rest for now. See you later, sir. I gotta finish that date with your daughter. See ya. I make my way to Neela's cabin since I promised her to return to read the book. Come in. I enter her cabin. There's an empty bowl of soup resting on the bench in front of the bunk. I was waiting for you. Shall we resume where we left it? She hands me the book like a kid asking his parents to read them a bedtime story before going to sleep. I lie next to her in their bunk. Wait, I lie next to her in their bunk. Who's this other there? Who are you seeing, Neela? I think we need to have a talk. And she immediately rests her snout against my shoulder again. Ahem, for a week after the commission of the impious and profane offense of asking for more, Oliver remained a close prisoner in the dark and solitary room to which he had been co-signed by the wisdom and mercy of the board. And then we fall asleep. Yeah. Ooh, story boring. I go to bed. The next morning, the public were once more informed that Oliver Twist was again to let, and that £5 would be paid to anybody who would take possession of him. As we lie in the snug bunk of the ship, her tired form nestled close to mine, I continue to read Oliver Twist softly into the quiet cabin air. The gentle rocking of the vessel lulls her towards sleep, her eyelids drooping with each soothing word I utter. Yeah, me being sloppy and just murdering every word in the English language would put people to sleep. Yeah, sure. Neela? Are you falling asleep? Neela? She slowly opens her eyes, looking at me. You fell asleep. No, I was just tired. She closes her eyes yet again. Should we continue reading later, then? While resting in the snug bunk aboard the ship, I feel her slowly drift into sleep, her warmth and weight pressing against me, gently against me. The sway of the ship and the distant sound of the ocean outside creates a soothing background melody. Humans are warm. Her head rests comfortably on my shoulder, her breathing steady and relaxed. I stroke her hair gently, feeling the soft strands between my fingers, as I continue to hold the book we're reading, now forgotten in favor of this intimate moment. As exhaustion gently pulls at my eyelids, I welcome the embrace of sleep, grateful for the closeness and quiet companionship we find in each other. That's it. Date over. While I gradually awake in our small resting space, I find myself slightly disoriented, unsure of how long we've been asleep. My arm feels strangely numb beneath the weight of her head resting on my shoulder, a testament to the peaceful slumber that has enveloped us. I take a peek to the window in front of the bunks. The sunlight hasn't faded away, which means it's still afternoon. I gently shake my arm to wake her up to no avail. Reluctantly, stirring from my drowsy haze, I gently nudge her shoulder, whispering her name softly. Neela. Her eyelids flutter open slowly, revealing sleepy yet tender eyes that meet mine with a hint of confusion. What? We fell asleep. The ship's gentle sway continues around us, a comforting backdrop to our shared awakening. Why did it feel like Dungeon AI, or was it AI roguelike? Are we going to start smelling the ozone next? For how long? I don't know. 5 minutes. She snuggles closer to me, intertwining her tail against my leg. It's over now. We're locked in. We lay there in silence with the warmth of the afternoon sun filtering through the window. I felt her soft, comforting weight nestled close beside me. Her golden scales shimmered in the light, casting a gentle glow around us as she curled up, her head resting lightly on my shoulder. The rise and fall of her deep breaths synchronized with mine, creating a soothing rhythm that echoed the tranquility of the moment. I want to let her sleep, but my arm gradually becomes a nuisance as the numb feeling crawls from my fingertips to the neck. One due small tap to her snout with my free arm to wake her up. With a soft sigh, she shifts her body, nuzzling closer against my side, her tail flicking lazily as if in protest against being disturbed. There is no escape. The end. Yet, despite the feeling on my arm, I feel comfort. Neela barely opens her eyes as she yawns. That was a good nap. Do you have a watch? It's around 4 in the afternoon. How do you know? The sunlight. So we slept around 3 hours. No wonder my arm is this numb. Can I have my arm back? No. With a contented rumble, she shifts closer, nuzzling against my shoulder, clearly not ready to leave the comfort of our nest just yet. Humans have hot blood. This feels nice. Should we continue reading then? She just snorted and nestled even closer. Yes. I reach for the book resting on my side, and I open it to where we left off. In great families, when the advantageous place cannot be obtained, sleep. Phew. Oliver lingered no longer, but Mueller followed his new mistress. Finishing the 4th chapter, I closed the book, leaving a small mark to remember where we were. Don't stop. Don't you think we should go get dinner? Also, remember the pizza. Neela pouts, looking at me. Fine. We finally leave the bunk with my arm slowly recovering the blood flow like a river stream recovering its natural flow after the collapse of a dam. Gradually, my fingers recover their movement. By the way, we're going to make 2 pizzas, one with basil and the other... Well, we haven't thought about what to put on top of it. Can you put anything on top of it? Pretty much anything that combines well with cheese. She takes a moment, holding her chin, probably with an idea for the toppings. Extra ranch! Can you put olives on top? Can you put olives on it? I mean, sure. And ham? Yes. Then, alright, I get it. Just tell me which toppings do you want? We discussed the topics as we walked to the saloon. Not olives. Not sardines. Oh. 2 hours and 14 minutes in. I'm probably gonna... We could probably put a fork in it here. Because I know if we keep going on, we're probably going to run into what's-his-face, and it's going to be like, it's going to be a roller coaster, so I want to end on a good point. So, just so it's better that way, you know. I don't know when the next time we'll pick this up. I know I have like a bunch of Snoot mods to go through, and then there's, what is it, Chudways, which is the Pathways parody. That one's a short one that could probably be done in like, what, a half an hour or something. All I know is we haven't had a drought in a while, so we're eating good. We're just dieting, I guess. We're dieting because we haven't been doing these as often as we should. Maybe either Wednesday or Friday we'll tackle one of the other mods just to make room, because we're packing on way more than we should handle. Please. You'll give the pie to the banana dragon. That'll be in the future. In the future. I'm going to rest. Tomorrow's stream will probably be with Blaze, with more of the dumb block game. Wednesday or Friday we'll shoot for a mod. We'll see. Next purple stank scenario, Voyage of Despair. Yeah, we'll put Fang and Anon on a boat or some shit. We'll figure it out. I still have to finish Snooter Shooter. We did that once and we never picked it up again. So maybe we'll do that one Wednesday or something. Who knows? We need to pick that one back up. Plus, AI Roguelike got a bunch of updates too, so it's worth jumping back in. We'll try for Wednesday for that. How about it? Yeah, I'm gonna hop off. I'm gonna go relax, probably pass out, and get ready for tomorrow or something. I got laundry to do tomorrow, so yeah, I should probably sleep so I can get to it earlier. I'll see you guys tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll figure it out.